Hello everyone. Let's proceed to the next question, which is stated as follows. So here is the direction, and the direction points out here that there is a question, or the following question consists of sentence or sentences that are either partly and entirely underlined. We need to select the answer choice that represents the best revision of the underlined text. So choice A, which will be duplicates the original version. If the original seems better than any of the revisions, then we need to select that. So the phrase is pointed here. Her goal is to emerge from the caucus. Her goal is to emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third Donald Trump nomination. So this part of the sentence or this sentence can be improved for clarity. How? Now, look into this, the first one, which is pointed as her goal is to emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third Donald Trump nomination, which is same as it is given in the main statement. Now, if I look into this particular type of the question, so what kind of a type question type this will be? Can anyone can you think of? So what type of question is this? If you know, then please mention that in the comment box. I'll be happy to know that. Okay, let me point out the question falls under, you can say, under the category of sentence sentence construction. Sentence construction, isn't it? Sentence construction. I hope you also assume the same, or you talk about sentence structure, sentence construction, or you can say sentence structure. Specifically, it focuses on improving the clarity. It is given, no, improving the clarity and structure of a given sentence. So what you supposed to do, you are asked to choose the option that presents the sentence in the most grammatically correct and logically clear manner, right? So what is that? Grammatically correct, grammatically correct, and logically clear manner, right? That is what it is pointed. So let's move to the each of the option and try to know that which one of the option will improve the clarity of this sentence. So her goal is to emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third Donald Trump nomination. So I hope you understood this meaning of the statement. So option A is same as it is given. Now, look into the other options. So if I look into the first option, uh, second option B, her goal is to emerge as the most viable alternative to a, as the most, her goal is to emerge as the most viable alternative, then after to a third Donald Trump nomination from the caucus. So this option is seeming like grammatically correct, but there is a slightly distorts the emphasis. So if you look into that, where it is given what from the caucus, at the end of the sentence, it uses the kind of a prepositional phrase from the caucus at the end of the sentence, makes it what a bit. You can say that a bit less clear, a bit less clear. So, and also slightly changes the intended emphasis on emerging from the caucus. So, that is why we cannot consider this would be the uh, good sentence structure or good sentence construction. Option C, which is appointed here, uh, her goal is to emerge as the most, from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third Donald Trump nomination. So, what is it stated here? It is stated that Her goal is to emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third Donald Trump nomination. So this would be the means appropriate answer. Why? Because it provides a clear and concise construction of the sentence, placing the goal of emerging, right? Goal of emerging from the caucus directly after her goal is and maintaining nothing but a logical and straightforward structure. Try to make a comparison among this option C with B and A. So option A having with unnecessary punctuation mark, which is given here, right? Second option is seeming correct because it is a run-on sentence. It continues and doesn't have unnecessary punctuation marks, right? But the problem is called as it doesn't make it less clear. Her goal is to emerge as the most viable alternative. What is his goal? Now, which has been comparing with the means alternative to a third Donald Trump nomination from the caucus. So it should be what? Her goal is to emerge from the caucus. So where that goal comes out? Now from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third Donald Trump nomination. So therefore, C is clearer than B. Now D, it is stated with to emerge, or it begins with what? Now to emerge. To emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third nomination of Donald Trump is her goal, right? So this option has nothing but a convoluted structure using a passive construction that disrupts the clarity of the sentence. Additionally, if you see, right, it shifts the focus away from her goal is, right, her goal is, and places emphasis on the act of emerging rather than the goal itself. Now, if you look into the option D, it is stated to emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third of Donald Trump is her goal, right? So obviously, the sentence construction or sentence development or sentence structure where the means pronoun phrase or her goal should be kept at the beginning of it, like option C. So here the error is nothing but the uses of the subjective case at the end of it, making the option D less clear, right? Now look into the option E. Um, Option E stated her goal is to what? Is to emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative to a third nomination of Donald Trump. So nomination of Donald Trump and Donald Trump nomination. A third Donald Trump nomination, right? Or you say that a third nomination of Donald Trump is her goal. Right. So, or a third nomination of Donald Trump. So, if you look into this, so option E also similar to option D. This choice disrupts the natural flow of the sentence. So, it doesn't actually continue with the flow of ideas, right? So this choice disturbs the natural flow of the sentence. The placement of as the most viable alternative to a third nomination of Donald Trump at the end creates a less direct and clear expression of the intended meaning. So you can find out this create nothing but less direct, less direct, and also you can say clear expression. So neither direct nor clear expression of the intended meaning. So therefore, we cannot take option E as the answer. So option E, option D, and option B and option A are eliminated. Why? Now, because the first one, A, if you look into it, introduces unnecessary commas, right, and breaks the flow of the sentence. So the phrase to emerge from the caucus should be directly connected to her goal is. Her goal is to emerge, right, as the most viable alternative. Her goal is to emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative. So therefore, A is having with lots of uh, ideas which are distorted, right? So it should be directly connected to her goal is, and the extra commas created awkward awkward pauses, so we're supposed to leave it, or we supposed to means correct it. So option C is the best and most suitable answer to this particular one. I hope you understood. Option C is known as the answer to it. But if you look into the option D and D, D is stated to emerge from the caucus as the most viable alternative. So in that case, D created a nothing but a converted structure using a passive construction. So it shifts the focus away from her goal is and places emphasis on the act of emerging. So therefore, option D is eliminated. Say E, her goal is so similar to option D, this choice also disrupting the natural flow of the sentence. So therefore, answer option should be option C. Hope you understood. Thank you.